Today we're going to do the federal income tax form for Josh Smith. I know you've already read about Josh Smith, and you know that Josh is a student. He lives with his parents and is a dependent upon his parents. He has a part-time job, and he currently works at ABC store, and he has a bank account at First Bank where he's earned some interest income. Now that we've gathered all of Josh's forms, you've got the W-2, which he would have received from his employer by January 31st, and the 1099 INT, which he received from First Bank, and he has to receive that by January 31st. And we've downloaded the tax forms. We're ready to go. So we'll start out here at the top with filing status. Josh is single, so we'll check single. First name, and you do want to put his legal name, which is Joshua. Middle initial K, last name is Smith. His social security number is 123456789. He is a dependent of his parents, so we will check someone can claim as a dependent. And he's not married, so we'll skip the spousal information. We'll put his address, which is 2417 Peachtree Parkway. He does live in Cumming. And presidential election campaign, totally up to you if you want to check that. It takes $1 of your tax money towards the presidential campaign. It does not increase or decrease your tax bill any. And very important on the first year health care coverage that we do check that, because he was a dependent of his parents. He is covered under his parents' health care. And then the last thing we have to do on this page is put his occupation, which is student. All right, that completes page 1. We're ready to go to page 2. Page 2, line 1, asks us for wages, salaries, tips, etc. So we are going to go take a look at Josh's W-2, which he received from ABC store, and he earned $2,461.19. If you had multiple jobs, you would have to add the wages together. Josh only had one job, so we only have one wage to worry about. And we do need to round. So in Josh's case, we're going to round down, and he had 2,461 and no cents. Line 2 is tax exempt interest or taxable interest. In Josh's case, he has taxable interest that he received from First Bank. If we look at line 1 of First Bank, they paid him $115.85. So we'll enter that figure, rounding up, on line 2, so $116. Line 3 is qualified dividends. That would be if he had an account at like a credit union, but he doesn't have any qualified dividends, or if he had stock. He doesn't have any stock, so we'll leave that line blank. You don't fill them in with zeros, you just leave it blank. Line 4 is Ira Pensions and Annuities. Josh didn't have any of those. Line 5 is Social Security benefits. He didn't have any of those. Line 6 is total the income. Add lines 1 through 5 together. So we will add his wages and his interest income together, and we get $2,577. Line 7, adjusted gross income. If there are no adjustments to income, enter the amount from line 6. Josh did not have any adjustments to his income, so we will enter the amount from line 6. Line 8, standard deduction or itemized deductions. We need to look at the schedule on the left for standard deductions. So first one, single or married filing separately, enter $12,000. Well, Josh is single, but we better read the rest. Married filing jointly or qualified widower. Well, we already determined Josh is single, so he's not married and he's not a qualified widower. Next one is head of household. Josh is not a head of household. The last one, if you checked any box under standard deduction, see the instructions. We did check a box there because Josh is a dependent upon his parents, so we have to go to the instruction booklet. And when we do, we have to go to Standard Deduction Worksheet for Dependents, line 8. I've already gone ahead and filled this out because I had to do it by hand. You can't do it on the computer. Line 1, check. This one's, you're going to check this if you or your spouse are either blind or you were born before 1954. That does not apply to Josh. We'll leave that blank. Line 2, if your earned income is more than $700. Well, his earned income was more than $700, so we're going to check yes, and then we're going to add $350 to his earned income. His earned income was $2,461. To that, we add $350, we get $2,927. Line 3, enter the amount shown below for your filing status. Well, we determined already that Josh is single, so we can go ahead and put the $12,000. Line 4, figuring out the standard deduction. Line 4A, enter the smaller of line 2 or 3. Well, let's look at lines 2 and 3. We can see that the $2,927 on line 2 is the smaller. If born after July 1, 1954 and not blind, we can stop here. Enter this amount on line 8. So we don't need to do lines 4B or 4C because Josh does qualify for this part. So we will enter $2,927 on line 8 of the W-2. I'm sorry, of the 1040. So line 8. 2927. All right, going to line 9. Qualified business income deductions. Josh didn't have any of that, so we can skip 9. We'll go to line 10. Line 10, taxable income. Subtract lines 8 and 9 from line 7. Okay, well, we didn't have anything on 9. We do have something on line 8, which is bigger than line 7. So we are going to get 0. We don't get a negative number. We just get a 0. So enter 0 and 0 cents. Go to line 11. Line 11 is for the tax. Okay, tax. Well, all the tax on 0 income is going to be 0. I don't even have to go look up the tax schedule in the tax booklet. If Josh had money after the 2927 that was taxable, we would have to look it up in the tax schedules that are in the tax book. In this case, that does not apply. So let's go to line 12. This is a child tax credit for other dependents. Does not apply to Josh. We can leave that one blank. Line 13, subtract 12 from 11. Well, when I subtract 12 from 11, I'm still at 0. So I'll enter my zeros. Line 14, other taxes. Does not apply to Josh. We'll leave that blank. Line 15, total tax. Add lines 13 and 14. Well, 0 plus nothing is 0. Line 16, federal income withheld from forms W-2 and 1099. Let's go over and look at first the W-2. When I look at the W-2 and I look at line number 2, I can see that ABC Store withheld $132.04 from Josh. Okay, I would write that down. Let's go over to the 1099 INT. When I look at the 1099 INT, line 4, federal income withheld, they withheld 0. Back to my back to my 1040. So the amount that was withheld for federal taxes was $132. Again, we are rounding. Line 17, refundable credit. Well, Josh didn't have any refundable credit, so we're going to leave that blank, and we're going to go to line 18. Line 18, add lines 16 and 17. Well, we had 132 on line 16, and 17 was blank, so 132. Line 19. If line 18 is more than line 15, subtract 15 from 18. This is the amount you overpaid. Josh overpaid by $132. Line 20. Amount of line 19 that you want refunded to you. Well, we want it all refunded to us, so 132. Next, we'll go ahead and we'll put in Josh's account information because we want it to be direct deposited. So we'll put in his routing number for his bank. And this is for Josh's checking account. And we'll put in his bank account information. And this is totally made up, so please don't try to enter this someplace else. There's no money in it. All right. And that would complete Josh's tax form with only one thing left to do. And that is back on page 1 where it says your signature. Josh would need to sign it. He would need to date it, print it, attach his W-2 to the tax form. You don't attach the 1099 INT. You can just leave that off. Attach the W-2, and then it is ready to be mailed or e-filed. And Josh is good to go, and he can just wait for his refund to appear in his bank account.